To find out more, go to cbc.ca/bydesign.
I'm Portia Clark. This is your Radioactive podcast. Let's listen back to some of the highlights from Tuesday's show. Well, 2 years ago, Manwar Khan tried in vain to save a fellow LRT passenger who was being beaten. That experience turned Manwar Khan into an opponent of violence and a champion of active citizenship. This past Sunday, Manwar Khan brought his message to a walk for life opposing family violence, saying we all need to stand up and intervene when we see violence in the home and in the street. And Manwar is here now. Hi, Manwar.
Hi.
You got involved in the issue of violence because of something that you witnessed on the LRT back in 2012. Remind us of what happened.
So that was in December 28, 2012. I was going home from my work and there was an incident in Edmonton LRT. And there was a beating incident and eventually one person died.
So one person was being attacked by one other person?
One other person, yeah. First I thought two friends are fighting, and then when I saw blood, I thought that this is getting serious, and they started one person basically hitting other guy. The other guy was just protecting himself.
So it sounds very violent. What did you do?
That was I mean, initially I was terrified. I was scared, and but the moment I thought about my kids, and that thing triggered me to step in. And what I did is I removed two other passengers from that compartment to other compartment so that they're safe. And then I started to yell at that guy. Well, yelling at him did give me an energy, and I was shouting at him, and he didn't stop. Then I actually looked back and asked for help from other passengers, but obviously that didn't happen.
And what did they do when you looked for help?
It's just I didn't get any help that day.
They looked away, or?
It's something like that, yes. It's just, I mean, when I was asking that I need two people to help and grab this guy maybe, or actually, nobody stepped forward that day.
Yeah, do you understand that response that you got, or I guess didn't get, that nobody stepped up?
Well, yes. I mean, I don't, till today, I don't blame any passengers, because that was a terrifying situation. And that was terrified for me as well. But what triggered me, I told you that my kids, because if I was thinking at that moment that, okay, this is my kid, so nobody's going to come and step in forward, to help. So, that triggered me. And I'm a common person.
Looking back, what difference, though, might it have made if other people had joined you and tried to, as you say, attack that guy or pull him off? Or
See, at that time, I was really emotional. When I saw that, I was scared and I was angry, and I tried to help. But again, I really don't encourage anybody to go and physically intervene, because things could have gone worse.
But if they'd stepped up to support you in your efforts, don't you think it might have made a difference to the outcome?
For sure. That's what I still believe, that sometimes we might not be able to physically intervene, but what we can do is get help from other people. These are the bystanders. We are bystanders. That's what we are talking about. And we have the power.
And obviously you've had a lot of time to think about that incident and others since then, and the kind of advice that you give to people has been affected by that. So what do you tell people to do? What is your advice if they see something happening they know should not be?
Well, my first thing I would say is, when you see something like this, and before you intervene, ensure that this is safer for you and safer for the victim. And then just not always, like, you can just say, okay, what you're doing is not right. This one sentence make a difference.
Just to have somebody say that can make a difference.
It's maybe other people right there are just waiting for somebody else to speak up. And why not take that initiative, you, and say it, you know what, this is not right.
We're talking about this again, too, because a couple of weeks ago, or maybe less than that, a boy on a bus, a teenager, stepped in to help a friend who was being aggravated, and he ended up getting beaten up. So in that kind of scenario, is it safer not to intervene if you don't know what kind of fire you're playing with?
Yeah, I read that. I read that news, and I have two comments here. My first one is you have to make sure this is safer. You shouldn't be intervening in a situation when it is not safer for you and for the victim.
And how do you tell that, whether it's safe?
It's in that incident like that. Every incident is different, but incident like in Boston LRT, I would say first tell the driver, the transit driver, right away. Let them know that this is happening, because they might not know, and they can stop the bus right away.
Instead of trying to take it on yourself without telling them.
Exactly. And the second thing, this guy is a brave guy. That's all I would say. He shouldn't have done that, what he did. I mean, intervening, that's why the assault thing happened, but he is a brave guy. He stood up for a completely stranger.
Why have you made this your mission now? You've led rallies, you talk about this now. It's kind of changed your life, it sounds like, Manwar.
Indeed, I didn't grow up here. I was not born here. I
you
came
grew up
from
in Bangladesh?
Yes, I came from Bangladesh. My kids are born here. They were born, and they're going to grow up here. They're going to stay here. This is a wonderful country. And all I can do is want to make sure this place is safer for my kids. This is my part I'm doing. That really cannot guarantee anything, but all I can do is do my best. Safer place for my kids. That is my personal interest here.
Yeah. And so are you planning to continue this kind of work?
Yes, I have. So far, I have did 7 rallies in Alberta. I'm trying to go to every major cities in this province and create the awareness. Before you stop violence or bullying, the first thing I would say is create the awareness, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do.
Well, thank you for your work, and thanks for coming in this afternoon, Manwar. Good to see you.
Thank you so much.